welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about positive camber. I was asked to do a how-to video. So today we're going to be working with this Nissan Silvia S13. I already went ahead and pre-drilled and tapped and installed some button head screws, and I'm gonna talk to you what needs to be done here. So essentially, when you do this type of custom, you're really dropping the car, but not in a typical way where you would lift the axle and the car will be lower. The car is going to be lower by the fact that you're going to turn or bend the axle. But before you do that, you need to remove all of this, make it flat. That way you have a flat base. So I'm going to take off the axles and we're going to start working on this, and I'll be back. Alright, back. Check it out. I washed it. It's ready to go. Alright, so the next step, we have to use 1/16 brass tubing, right? The brass tube right now does not fit here. We really don't want to lift too much, so I really want the tube to sit in the original spot, so I have to open this up. Now you can do this two ways. The same drill bit that you use to open the car, the 1/16, you could use it to open everything up. That works if you're working with a metal chassis, but when working with plastic, my preferred method is to use a paper clip. Use any type of pliers. Take this over to the stove, heat it up, and just go bloop right there. and that's gonna be a lot faster. But I'm gonna try to use I'm gonna use the drill bit just so you can see that it can be done. Alright, so at this moment you should already have the wheels that you want to use. Right, for this type of look, it is recommended, right, that you use these type of wheels. They are smaller than the normal ones. You can see how big this other one is compared to that other one. But I'm not going to drill this car just for the wheels, because personally I really don't like the positive camber look. I'm a real car guy, so you do that to a real car, you're basically messing up the car. Alright, so got the brass tubing here. In a normal situation, you would want the tubing to be like right there, perfect, right? But not here. You need some separation, because you got to remember the wheel's going to be bent. So right about there, it looks perfect to me. Yeah, I'll do it right there. I have my drill here ready. Clean it up. Clean this other side. This side is a little bent, so for the other side I'm going to be using this side. Let me do it and I'll be back. Alright, so this side is ready. Now we need to do some relief cuts. I'm eyeballing this, and I want it to be right here at the edge. Right there. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so you're gonna need some axles. I'm gonna cut the end. This is where having the music wire comes in handy. It's a good idea to clean both sides. That way you don't have any problems. All right. My drama. So you need to do a relief cut with the music wire inside. There. You don't need to do it with the axle inside, but it just makes it a lot easier. Now this is very important. The one you're gonna do on this side, you need to get it as parallel to the other one as possible. Can't mess this up. Should be good enough. Now I should be able to do one right down the middle. This one is not necessary to be perfect with the other one, but it will help. The glove is in the way. This one is going to be where you're going to put the glue to marry both sides. I'm just running in the axle to clean it up. There it is. So this one is ready. Let me do the other one and I'll be back. Alright, so the next step, I already told you I'm going to be using these. And these I know are the perfect size. I need to cut them right down the middle. See how I put my fingers on both ends so the piece of axle doesn't go off flying. Now I need to put a little dab of glue and put it inside the axle tube. Let me do that and I'll be back. Alright, so this one is ready to go. You see that I left very tiny gap here where the wheel goes left to right. I use this is accelerator. I just have it in this needle nose bottle. Make my life a lot easier. And I need another pair of pliers. I'll be back. Alright, so this is the step where either you make it or you're gonna have to start all over again. I'm gonna put it right here. Grab right here. You know what? Get a little bit closer here. I want to make sure that the bend is going to be in that small gap. All right, let's do a mock up here. Yeah, that's good enough. Let me do the other side. This is where you have to be very careful. You see the bend. You want it to be as perfect as possible. This is exactly why you needed those two gaps to be perfectly aligned. That looks about right. No. This side still has to go a little bit more. Let me see if I can do it like this. Let me try it out. Now you can see that the glue in the center was just there to hold it temporarily. Because right now, since we bent the axle, that's not going anywhere. This is where you have to play a little. Alright, so once you have established that you have the correct angle, the next step is to cut this in half. You can, once you do more than one car and you get good at it, you can probably do it without cutting it. But I've never done this car before. I want to make sure I don't have too much slack. This is what we're gonna do. I have to remove the base again. If I could find my screwdriver. There, here it is. Now, one thing to remember is, since you sand it down, the chassis is weaker. Look what happened to me. It broke. Gotta fix it. Not a big deal. Have to sand that down again. Let me see if it fits. Barely. Just move. Just barely. So I can't go deeper with the chassis because it'll break again. What I have to do here is grind the car from the inside to make the space. There's no other way around it. But it's like I mentioned before, the proper wheels to use are these. We won't have any problems if we were to use those. So I gotta go back and use my Dremel, clear everything out, and I'll be back. Look at that. All right, let's take a closer look. So I can't get any closer to the floor. It actually took a few hours to get this to work. Let me show you what I did. So first, using the Dremel, take away some of the metal here, make space for the tires. I had to cut the tabs here in the front and here in the back. You can see everything that I had to do. I created this lump here with Gorilla Gel glue. You see the lump there. Basically to create separation. That way the tire doesn't really rub against and it can roll. But there it is. That's the big secret. Turned out a lot more work because of the size of the wheels, but I was able to do it anyway. Put it back together here. This type of work does take a lot of time. This you gotta fit, refit, and fit again. So if you see somebody selling one of these and you think they're asking too much money, well, try to do it yourself. See how many hours it takes you. There it is, but that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the little bell so you can get notified on the next video. Peace out.